everybody. My name is Jordan Grady, and I'm the Executive Director of the Butler County Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to Butler Business Now. Here at BBN, our goal is to feature bigger businesses across Butler County and to showcase the impact they have on the community and the opportunities available within the organizations. The first business we'll be visiting is a family-owned tempered glass manufacturer called United Plate Glass. We'll have the opportunity to sit down with longtime owner and operator Mike Cawley and get the inside look at the types of positions, procedures, and the core values that make up UPG. Now let's toss it over to Mac Bell on site at United Plate Glass.
UPG was founded back in 1949 by Bill Cully, the father of UPG's current owner and operator, Mike Cully. We had the opportunity to walk through the facility and learn about UPG's tempering and lamination process, as well as getting to sit down with Mike to learn how UPG came to be what it is today.
The first question I have for you, I want to start with you telling us the story behind United Plate Glass and how you grew to become the owner of United Plate Glass.
Okay. So I'll go back to my father. Started into business in 1949, and he was working for a distributor out of Pittsburgh. And in 1962-ish, he moved up to Butler. After that, he worked, they diligently with this privately held company in Pittsburgh in 1970, and they sold out to a company called Chromalloy. And Chromalloy held on to all these entities for 10 years or so. And they basically, and in the meantime, my dad had been anointed to run the Pittsburgh location and the Butler location. And in 1980, this Chromalloy decided the economy was tanking. They weren't looking too profitable, so they just started just either basically closing up all these locations that they had. Later, 81, my dad was still running the Pittsburgh location, the Butler location. They decided to close the Pittsburgh location and run out of Butler, and he says just a matter of time they will shut down Butler. And I said, well, why don't you? In this meantime, from a knee high to a grasshopper, I worked, with him in the company, cleaning trucks and sweeping the floors and whatever I could do to be involved in it. I love working. So in 1981, like November of 81, we took over the company, or he took over the company. So, I came back probably 3 years later, 1983, 84, I came back. Was kind of just evaluating what we're doing and got some pretty good ideas living in California. They were always, I hate to say they were more advanced in things that they do and processes and stuff and their thoughts. So I picked up a lot of good ideas when I was working for this glass outfit in California. And so I come back and start looking and thinking, if we don't start making something, this is kind of the epiphany of how this happened. But if we don't start making something, we will not survive. Our first venture was to do. We bought a little two-spindle edger that polishes the glass, and we picked it up and set it. We bought it at a glass show. So it came on a big pallet because it was displayed at the glass show. We left it on a pallet because we didn't know what we were going to do with it. And got started with that, and then we started with insulating glass very crudely. They called it a super squirt model, and we were just doing onesie-twosie insulated units. That was kind of our venture into messing around with the manufacturing, the polishing, and the insulating. So we outgrew the building we were in, and we thought we needed to be in downtown Butler because we did have a little bit of a retail presence where people come in and need a storm window fixed or whatever, a mirror cut or something. So, kind of short-sighted at the time. We thought we needed to be in Butler. So we went around the corner and found a piece of property and built a brand new building in 1990. And we went from 10,000 feet to 20,000 feet. So we buy, we come out here and we buy 8.5 acres, and we put up a 60,000 square foot building. And we moved in here in January of 01. So go back to the CDC, and there was 9 acres left in this park right over here. Bought those 9 acres. Kind of divided it in half to 4.5 and 4.5 plot, and built building 2 and that's a 40,000 square foot in '04 we opened it up. In 2013, 2014 and 15, we decided to take the other 4.5 acres we had left and put up building 3, we call it. And that's a 52,000 square foot building, and it's really dedicated to commercial work.
After our interview, Mike was more than eager to get our team onto the floor of UPG's operation in order to show us what goes into the production of tempered and laminated glass. As it turns out, there is a whole lot that goes into it. Let's check it out.
So we bring it in, and then we want to alter glass in any way, shape, or form. We want to actually, cut it. We want to, polish it, drill it, notch it, insulate it, laminate it, but temper it. So we bring the glass in from a float manufacturer. We cut it on our cutting table. It goes over to the seaming. They call it a seaming line. So we put our laser logo on it, and then we seam the glass. When we have to seam the glass, seaming the glass is breaking the edge that it's not sharp. It has to be just the physics of tempering. It has to be seamed. If you put raw glass through a furnace, you probably got not much of a chance of it coming out. So it has to be seamed. Then it goes through a horizontal washer, and then it goes to the tempering furnace. We get it onto the loading bed of the furnace, and when the oven is up to temperature, it pulls the glass in, and it oscillates back and forth for whatever the time frame is. The clear glass is fairly quick, heavy glass a lot slower, soft coat glass in the category of heavy glass. Very slow time frame for oscillating in the furnace. Once it's up to temperature, and the computer and the temperature of the furnace says it's ready, it shoots out in this thing called the quench. And the quench is a high volume of air. So like I said, it's in the quench going back and forth, and then when it's cold, it shoots it out, and you can basically most times pick it up with your bare hands. It gets that cold that quick. How you know if the glass is tempered? The only way to know is really truly know is to do a break.
Really?
Break it. Yeah. You can do other things, but the quickest way to know if it's tempered is to break it. And so we are very diligent. We actually have camera software, which these guys have to take a picture when they break it, because when we do bed changes, thickness changes, we have to record that, because we want to make sure we're putting on safety glass.
Similar to the tempering process in terms of utilizing heat and pressure to create a stronger piece of glass is the lamination process. First, the rollers bring the glass panes to the employee workstation. The employee then lays about a 1/4 inch thick piece of laminate on top of the glass and proceeds to roll out any air bubbles underneath. Another glass pane is then laid on top, leaving the laminate in between. The glass then goes through the furnace to turn all 3 pieces into one solid piece of glass. Once cooled, the excess laminate is then trimmed off the edges of the glass pane. Now that we've seen UPG's safety glassmaking process, let's take some time to hear from the employees and make it all possible.
What's your favorite part about working for United Plate Glass?
I love the employees and the customers, and every day is something different. So you're always taking a call for a different product or a different process.
It's really the company. Mike and Joyce, they always preach family, and you can really tell. They focus on, obviously getting the production done, but they really tend to your needs. They give you the days off that you need. They make sure that, if you need anything as far as leaving for maybe 45 minutes and coming back, they're perfectly fine with it. We just had trick or treat here. It's just those kinds of things that, you know, they actually bring not just you, but your family as well.
So our family atmosphere, the culture that we've created over the last 5 or 6 years has really been the key, I think, to our employee engagement and their wanting to want to be at work. We do a really good job in management of trying to make sure that everyone feels not just wanted on an employee stance, but they really feel like they're part of a family atmosphere. And I think that's really our big determining factor of keeping our employees on a yearly basis.
So far, and since I'm pretty new, I would just say it's just getting to know the people and kind of how everyone meshes as a team here. It's everybody has a really good relationship with each other. I think that it's a big team here, and I enjoy seeing that and becoming a part of it.
The freedom to do your job, they give you the work to do, and they trust you to handle what you're doing, and they give you the freedom to do your job without a lot of supervision. They trust you to do the job on your own.
And is this a job that you would recommend to others in the Butler County area?
Absolutely. The owners are wonderful to work for, and it's very family oriented.
Most definitely, especially right now. You know, not just because we're hurting for people, but it's just a nice place to work. You know, it's a hard working job, don't get me wrong, but every place is. It's not very mentally hard, it's physical, and nobody really wants to do that nowadays. But yes, most definitely.
We have a ton to offer. We have a lot of growth. I'm a prime example of that. I actually started off running a CNC machine about 8.5 years ago, and a few years after that I ended up helping run the company. So it's a place to grow, it's a place to learn, and it's a wonderful opportunity if you're looking for that type of work.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that Mike and Joyce do a really good job at inviting people and making people feel welcome. So yeah, absolutely. I would absolutely recommend people working here.
I would recommend it. It's very secure. They don't lay people off here. It's a pretty good paying job. The benefits are good, and they treat people with respect here.
So what kind of job opportunities is UPG offering for new college graduates, and what positions are you most in need of here at UPG?
The college graduate opportunities, we had, of course, most of them were Slippery Rock guys, very, very good quality candidates, so that was nice and new. But most of my guys walk in the door, they can be a college grad that can come in and, a ground up opportunity where they come, okay, I want to learn the equipment, learn how to do this, and maybe be a building supervisor someday or something like that. They have opportunities. Everybody that walks in this door has an opportunity to grow. Not everybody's built for it. You got a lot of just guys, worker bees. They just want to come in, put my time in, do a good job for you, and then I want to get home. To get the guys that want to take on the responsibilities is a little more challenging. We do have quite a few opportunities that way if they want to come in and work themselves up, and that happens quite a bit. Even in like our customer service opportunities, we're looking into customer service, and then the guy from Charlotte, our plant manager in Charlotte, started here in customer service, and he started in customer service answering the phone. I offered him to run building 2, and he's a 25-year-old kid. Runs building 2 for 3 years, built Charlotte. I said, you want to get on to Charlotte? This is a kid that came into customer service. He's my plant manager in Charlotte.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a success story.
We offer so many opportunities from whatever level, you want to come in. You can have a high school person who doesn't think that college is a path for them. Come in and start in production, and all of our supervisors have risen from entry-level production people to higher positions now. So, and the growth is endless where you can go. And we have so many different departments. So we try to put per person maybe in insulating, and if that isn't there, they're not feeling comfortable there, we've got cutting, we've got tempering, we've got loading. We have so many places that they can go. So from even the high school person, then the person that graduates from college, we do have supervisor opportunities, leadership positions there. Our office staff continues to grow in estimating and production. So no matter where on the spectrum you are as far as experience, we have a place for you.
We're a family business, that speaks volumes. I mean, we know, Joyce and I know every person here. We know their wives, we know their kids, we know their dogs. You know, I've pretty much been involved with you know, on the floor with these guys all the time. What's the core values? Family, 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 family. I mean, we really wanted this to be the company of choice to work for. So we've got an incredible health insurance package here. Eye, dental, you know, low cost to it. But once you crest that, you know, a few years into it and you start having a family, health insurance is very important to you. You know, then we offer the, you know, the 401ks and, you know, all the paid holidays and paid vacations and you know, attendance bonuses and, you know, it goes on and on and on. We do, you know, I mean, the things that we do for these guys is just, and you know, once again, you know, they do for me. I wouldn't be anywhere without this whole entity and all these people, you know. And I truly believe these guys would run through a brick wall for me and Joyce, guys and girls. They would do anything for us. They're very protective of us. It's just, it's unbelievable. You know, just being in that bowling league with these guys, I mean, it's unbelievable. You know, you get to interact with them and stuff, and they're just super guys, you know, just super people. The other thing we do is, you know, this is a cool thing, that, and, you know, Joyce does this, birthday. You know, when they have a birthday, she, you know, writes a card, a handwritten note, you know, whatever, hey, you're doing a great job type thing, you know, gift card in there, and then I hand deliver them to the employee. I mean, she gets a lot of feedback, you know, oh man, I mean, so much, you know, that kind of thing, you know, send a little email to her, you know, so she's really good at, you know, complimenting these guys and what they do, because they, you know, like I said, we wouldn't be anywhere without them. That's the secret to our success, is we have really good people. Surrounded ourselves with really good people. Yeah.
You are not a number here. You are a person that we try to get to know, and that we will care about them. And I always have said, my husband, every decision that he makes is always made with our employees in mind, because we have, you know, 250 employees who have spouses, who have children. So there's a lot of people counting on him to make good decisions, and every decision is made, is that in the best interest of my employees and the company. And then when you're working for a family business like this, you don't have the worries of like a corporate where they come in and say, you know what, you're not performing, so 30% of the workforce has to go. I always say, if you come in here, we've never laid anybody off due to lack of work. The only time there was the exception to that was during COVID, when certain aspects of our business were closed down for a month or two. This particular building, some of the customers that we supply here were not open, so we didn't have all of our employees at that time. So job security, you come in and you know if you work hard, you're gonna have a job every day. We're not going anywhere, and we just try to provide, you know, great benefits for them, try to get to know their spouses and their children. So that's where I think it's different when they come in here. Mike and I really try to get to know them as a person and not just as an employee.
From fiery furnaces to core family values, United Plate Glass is just one of the many businesses in Butler County and continues to be a force in the glass processing industry. From UPG, I'm Mac Bell. Back to you in the studio.
A family-focused work environment, a variety of job opportunities, and an owner who prioritizes growth and safety. UPG has exemplified what it means to be a successful business and a viable option for those looking for a job in the Butler area. Though their operations and procedures may be complex at times, their love for their employees in Butler County couldn't have been clearer. United Plate Glass is just one of the many businesses we'll be featuring on BBN. Stay safe, and until next time, have a great night.